A breaking story overnight. Just days after 2 New York City police officers were executed in cold blood, there comes a terrifying new threat against New York's finest: to shoot up several police precincts. Joining us now, the former New York City Police Commissioner, Ray Kelly. Good to see you. Merry Christmas.
Good to be with you.
Talking to you under different circumstances. We'll get to the tragedy and the aftermath, but talk to us about these threats now against police officers that we see overnight increasing.
Well, unfortunately, you have to take these threats seriously. I mean, after any incident, there's usually an increase in threats. Now we know that there are hundreds of threats against New York City police officers and police officers throughout the country. And obviously, based on what happened Saturday, you have to be very much concerned about them.
And how does Commissioner Bratton get on top of this? You've been in that seat before. We've been getting these reports as well that for New Year's Eve, when there's obviously a big police presence out in Times Square all around the city, that they're now going to be even more officers. They're going to be on higher alert because they're not just dealing with potential terror inside Times Square, but dealing with potential threats, unfortunately, against them.
Well, they obviously are going to be alert. You disseminate any intelligence information you have. Officers have to watch each other's back. You know, it's a difficult time, but the department has gone through these things through the years. Certainly in my history, when I was a police officer in the 70s, we had the Black Liberation Army actively assassinating teams of police officers. In, I think it was 1972, we had 12 police officers shot and killed. So, you know, hopefully we'll get past this.
Yeah. You quarterback, Commissioner, the greatest decrease in crime in New York City's history, while at the same time keeping New York City and the country safe effectively during the age of terrorism. Why are we having these tense, turbulent, hard times in New York and around the country now? What is the cause of what's going on in New York City?
Well, obviously, the focus on Michael Brown case and the Eric Garner case has brought an awful lot of attention to policing. There are activists who are anti-police regardless of what the police do, and they've sort of coalesced around the two incidents. And you see these people demonstrating, even though the mayor asked them to hold off until after the funerals. They're not going to be swayed. They're going to continue.
These are anarchists, aren't they, Commissioner?
Yes,
in essence,
absolutely. Part of them, certainly part of them. I mean, not all, but there is a faction. People come from out of town to demonstrate here. And, you know, many of them are young, middle-class people, white people, who are demonstrating. And, you know, they certainly have a right to do that. But when they disrupt other people's lives, when they impact on commerce, when they take over bridges, when they take over a highway, then that's too much.
Generally, you always had a very reasonable approach, and you were able to bring people together as the police commissioner. How do we bring people together in this Christmas season while at the same time enforcing the rule of law?
Well, we have to continue or communicate or increase communications, if you will. I think Reverend Butts was speaking the other day saying that there is not enough communication. We prided ourselves on the communication that we had with all aspects of the community. I think we need more of that. He's pointing out that this administration needs to do more of that.
Can you just real quickly talk about the leadership of Mayor de Blasio? It started obviously very tense with the police because of his opposition to stop and frisk, and then take it forward to the last couple of days when the chief of the police union suggested that the mayor has blood on his hands. I know it's a difficult question. What's your...
Well, first of all, I know Peter knows, and I know firsthand how difficult the job being mayor is. However, words matter. And I think the mayor's statement about his son is something that I'm sure he believes, but you don't say that when you're the mayor of all the people.
Ray Kelly, thanks for being with us today.
Appreciate it.
Merry Christmas.